Good day, good afternoon. Today we're going to proceed our review of the book Barron's Essential Words for Ielts Unit 1 Text 3. So on the left hand side we have text, on the right hand side we have questions related to this text. Text says plant life in the Taklamakan Desert. So on the right hand side we have questions. As you can see, we have test 1, 2 and 3. So as you know, test means that we have only one answer to the question, but since IELTS exam is tricky, it's better to review the task. Choose the correct letter A, B, C or D. By the word or, it means that we have only one answer and we are pretty sure that we have to reply A, B, C or D. So let's start to read question. Most of the Taklamakan Desert is covered with, and it just asks about the surface of the Taklamakan Desert, sand dunes, diverse plant life, etc., etc. So we don't have to we have to review it quickly and try to find answer from the text. We don't have time to read whole text, we just quick review it. So let's start to do it. So first paragraph says about the size of the Taklamakan Desert, about the temperature, etc., etc. Go to the second paragraph and it says something about consists of. It means that it covers majority of the surface of the desert covers this. Let's read the sentence. 85% of the Taklamakan Desert consists of shifting sand dunes, some up to 2,500 meters tall. So it says that the surface of the Taklamakan Desert consists of the sand dunes. Here we have an answer to the first question and we have to highlight here. And in case you are using computer little IELTS, on the left hand side you will have text, on the right hand you have your questions, and you will take an opportunity to highlight the text and the words which you want to highlight. But on the paper-based IELTS you can't do that. You can just use pencil, so you can anyway highlight. But when I passed paper-based test, I just put here the number 1, let's say, because I know that the answer to the following questions will be below that number. I put here, let's say, number 1, and I just go below that to find answer to the second or third questions, because it goes one by one and it's easier to find answer from the text. So the second question is plants in the Taklamakan Desert. This is information about the plants itself, and we can highlight the keywords and just quick review answers. They grow in area about 2,500 meters high, thrive in extreme conditions, are not very hardy, are most tall trees. So let's assume we have answer below the answer to the first question. So it means that we can go further. We have information about 2,500 meters tall, but some of them, but not all of them. So this is just interactions from our real answer to the question. So let's go below, and here we have description, and we have here the keywords, which is adapted in the harsh conditions, which is in the actual thrive here. This is a very strong keywords just to understand that it's the answer to this question will be B, because it says that they have to survive in the harsh conditions. So this will be answer to the second question, and it says directly, and it was not so complicated. So let's go to the third question. So the third question asks environmental stressors to the climate hazard include. So here we have the keyword stressors. This is the word which says about the stress. So we have to review answers to the question. So sparse sunlight, lack of salt in the soil, extreme temperatures, periods of heavy rainfall. So since we have answer to the question in this part, answer to the third question will be below. So let's quick review here. We have they say about drought. Here we can highlight it, high salt conditions here as well, and here we can highlight stressors, and it just says about stressors that stressors consist of drawing in as much water as possible while minimizing moisture loss. So minimizing moisture could occur when we have a very high temperature rate. So as compared with the second question, here we have just this information, and we can just assume why this is an effect, this is a cause. Let's say extreme temperatures, this is a cause of this effect. So we can just highlight here extreme temperatures, because how this moisture occurs here on the drought occurs here because of extreme temperatures, and this is a cause and then this is effect. So let's go to the further questions. So let's read questions from 4 to 7, and the task says, which of the following mechanisms used by plants to survive in the desert environment are mentioned in the passage? Choose 4 answers. So be careful, we have to choose 4 answers from here. So basically we have 7 answers and we have to choose only 4. So what kind of conditions we can just quick review here the answers to the questions. So accumulating water, pores to minimize sandstorms, salt, etc., etc. And let's review answers. So as we know, it goes one by one and it keeps order. We go below. So we just try to find any possible mention about the way how they could survive in the desert. So here we have some information about tiny pores, and we have here that pores as well, and we can just highlight it, closing pore. So it means closing pore to minimize loss of moisture. We can just review here from the text, and it says that euphratic controls evaporation by opening and closing, and the stomata or tiny pores of the leaf surface in response to the amount of moisture being lost through the leaves to the surrounding air. So we can just highlight here B, because this is our first answer to the question. So let's go further. So anyway, as you can see from the A, there is just information about sandstorms. And I don't know, I can't see anything about sandstorms here. Pores, here we have information about the shade. As you can see about the shade, further it's about something about salt. Further something about root system. Further we have just to see about the salt as well. It's highlighted, accumulating water, about the water. So let's review further. We have answer to it's a B, so we go below it, and we just scan it quickly, and here we have some information about high salt in the soil. It takes of salt through the roots. So to the level where it dilutes the normal toxic. It dilutes number of volume of its cells. So as you can see here, Euphratica can endure high salt concentrations in the soil. It takes in unlimited amounts of salt through the roots up to the stem and into leaves when it dilutes the normally toxic salt by increasing the number and the volume of its cells. So definitely diluting the salt that the plant takes in. This is our answer to this question. So let's go further about the root system. Do we have any information about root system? Also, this sentence is very long, and here also it says about information about that it takes in unlimited amount of salt through the roots. So it takes the salt, and here also there is a mention about the salt, and we can here find adding salt to the soil to minimize competition from other plants. This is also will be definitely answer, one of the answers. So go further, we have to review what we have here: root system, water. So we have here some information about root system, and I can find anything about water, amount of water, but this doesn't say. Like, let's review. Tamarix, commonly known as tamarix or salt cedar, takes enormous amount of water. We are far-reaching root system many times the size of the plant above ground. So it says about them having a large root system that can reach water far from the plant. So we have 4 answers to the questions from 4 to 7. So we finished.